Welcome back to Von Blues Boxing, man. What's going on with everybody? So I wanted to give my predictions for the Manny Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugas WBA welterweight title fight. So we know what happened. Earl Spence had suffered an eye injury with the retina, so Earl is going to be out for this fight. Kind of sucks. You know, we was looking forward to Manny Pacquiao and Earl Spence, but we did get a pretty damn good fight in place of it. You know, shout out to the PBC and Al Heyman for finding a very suitable opponent in Yordenis Ugas. I think it's going to be a good fight. Still good quality fight. Still very competitive fight right here we know about Manny Pacquiao. He needs no introduction, guys. I mean, Marquez, Morales, Barrera, Oscar De La Hoya, Margarito, fought Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he's fought everybody and anybody in his different weight classes he's went up to. So Manny Pacquiao is a living legend in this sport of boxing, and he's an all-time great. So we don't need any introductions to Manny Pacquiao. I'm not going to tell y'all nothing that y'all don't know about Manny. But Yordenis Ugas, Yordenis Ugas is known to us hardcore boxing fans, but maybe to the casual boxing fan, not as known. But Yordenis Ugas is an excellent welterweight. He's fought the likes of Sean Porter. I believe he fought Danny Garcia. He's fought, Ugas fought Mike Dallas some years ago when Mike Dallas was a pretty good fighter. He's fought some quality competition. You know, Yordenis Ugas has not been in there with bad competition. He's held his own in every fight he's had. He had a tough fight against Abel Ramos, but you see Abel Ramos is no joke. You just seen what he did to Omar Figueroa Jr. Abel Ramos is no pushover. He's one of them welterweights. You better bring your hard hat and work boots if you're going to go against that man. So it's a pretty damn good fight. I think both fighters have the qualities to beat each other. In this fight, I think, what comes down to in this fight is Yordenis Ugas has to start fast. If he's going to have an opportunity to beat Manny Pacquiao, he has to start early. He has to start earlier, because sometimes Ugas starts slow because Ugas wants to kind of get the data. He wants to kind of figure out, get a feel of his opponent, how his opponent reacts to this, that, and that of the nature. And Ugas tends to do that. And then in the mid and late rounds, he starts to pick it up. And Ugas gets difficult. Once it gets to that 6th or 7th round, Ugas starts to get difficult because he starts to bring the heat. He kind of has a feel of what you want to do. And he is a difficult opponent. He's a very difficult opponent for welterweights, for anybody in the welterweight division. And that's going to be the key for Ugas. He needs to start fast. You know what I'm saying? If he starts slow, it could be it could be problems for him. But I think the key for him, start fast, Ugas. Establish that jab, establish that reign, and start fast. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in a firefight, but, let your hands go early so you can build up and win some rounds. Because I think Manny might slow down in the mid to late rounds. He starts slowing down a little bit, but I think it's key for Ugas to win some early rounds. He has to win the early rounds. The key for Pacquiao in this fight is put the pressure on Ugas. Get Ugas uncomfortable early, Manny. You know what I'm saying? Put the heat on him early. Get him uncomfortable early. Let him know, like, hey, you're in for a fight. You're not going to just be able to use your range and your jab and box against me. You're going to have to fight. And so that's the key for Manny Pacquiao. Manny, get on him early, and Manny, make sure and hopefully Manny and his team has worked on that cardio. Make sure Manny's cardio is good. If Manny's cardio is good, he can win this. He should win this fight. But it's going to be an interesting fight, because I think it's going to be pretty interesting as it goes on, because I think in the mid to later rounds, I think Ugas is going to start bringing the heat, and he's going to make it a difficult fight. So, I think those are the two biggest keys in this fight. Ugas, start faster, and Manny, make sure your cardio is good for the mid and late rounds, because Ugas is going to start picking up the data, and he's going to start bringing the heat, and he's going to start, Ugas gets difficult as the fight goes on. He gets more and more difficult to fight against. So that's the key for Manny. Get those rounds early and keep that cardio right. Hopefully the cardio is right to the mid to the late rounds, where he doesn't tire and he gives away rounds and things of that nature. But I think this is going to be a close fight. I'm going to go with Manny Pacquiao with the split decision. I think that Manny will win enough rounds to win this fight, but I think Ugas in those mid to late rounds to kind of start taking over a little bit. And I think he'll make it close. So I can see it being a split decision or a unanimous decision. I see 7-5, 8-4 for Manny Pacquiao. So either or is going to probably go that way. That's just my opinion. I think Manny's going to start fast. Ugas might start slow like he does traditionally to pick up this, to figure out the data. And that might hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Manny might be grabbing those early rounds just off activity. He may not be landing always the cleanest punches, but I think his activity will get him those early rounds. So I think that Manny Pacquiao will be the winner, 7-5 split decision or 8-4 unanimous decision. So pretty much that's my predictions. Wanted to keep it short and sweet, basically, for this. I know there's, plenty of people's done prediction videos for this fight. So just keeping it short and sweet, I'm going to give Manny Pacquiao 7-5 split decision or 8-4 unanimous decision. So y'all check that fight out. It's going to be on August 21st on Fox pay-per-view. I think it'll start 7 o'clock Eastern time, and then it'll show 4 o'clock all the undercards and things of that nature and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my predictions for the Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugas WBA welterweight championship fight. So yeah, and I'll give my predictions for the other fights. I'm just gonna have a separate thing because I want to talk about Mark Masayo. I probably saying the man's name wrong. One of the more brighter talents coming out of the Philippines. So yeah, that's my predictions, man. So y'all be good, y'all be safe. Von Blues Boxing. I'm out.